Hello, I just want to make a video on. Oh, no, my volume is up. I want to make a video on the thought of Etika, my thought on Etika's suicide. It's going to be a short video because I don't have enough space on my phone. But I just want to talk about the advent of the social media and how it has created an environment where people are trying to keep up with an image, and this platform is really toxic to the point where people will do anything to get attention. I think Etika was just a victim of that platform, a victim of trying to fit into some type of mold, a victim of trying to live up to other people's expectations, and didn't know how to handle it. And he also had bullies that were making fun of him and using the clown emojis, and he didn't know how to handle all that bullying and harassment. And the sad thing about it was that he was crying out for help, but people didn't take the initiative to reach out to him and try to give him the help that he needs. Instead of people giving instead of people giving a helping hand to try to help him with the situation that he was dealing with, they keep edging him on to continue the behavior that he was participated in, and that just led to a downward spiral of him acting erratically and just out of character. And no one took the time out to see that this was not normal. Like, he was crying out for help. People took it as a form of entertainment. I don't know this YouTuber that much. I wasn't subscribed to him. I actually don't watch his videos like that, but from outside looking in, sometimes it's good to get a perspective from an outside person because they can see things objectively instead of being biased in the way they see things. And from what I'm seeing, from my point of view, from looking outside, and the time and the moment that he was alive, I knew that he was desperately crying out for help, and it was in the best interest for him to take time off of social media, get away from all the fans and so-called fans, because a lot of them were trolls, really disguising themselves as fans, and getting the help and the assistance that he need to get himself back together. Because when you're under the limelight, and you have people watching you, you have all these people watching you, critiquing everything you do, every voice that come out your mouth, everything that you utter out your lips, they hold that against you. And it's like you can never please these people because they always got something negative to say about you. So when you're living in that type of environment, you're not gonna have the strength to be strong and be able to withstand all that. Some people don't have the ability to withstand all that. But he never really had fans. He had people who pretended to be fans, but they were not really there to support him. Because when he was in a desperate need of help, when he was desperately in the position of killing himself, people encouraged him to do so. When he even says something about shooting himself, people are joking about it and say, "Why won't you go ahead and kill yourself?" And the same people that were saying that are now all of a sudden changing their tone and trying to act like they cared about him when he actually followed through with what he said he was gonna do. He ended up committing suicide by jumping over the Brooklyn Bridge, and he drowned. But after that whole incident happened with his death, surrounded his death with the suicide, people, these so-called fans, all of a sudden are saying how they sorry for his loss, and all these rip, and all these fake ass people who pretended, who were the ones that were making fun of him and that were encouraging him to go ahead and kill himself are now making these comments saying how they're sorry for his loss and how he should rest in peace. And it just seems like fake everything, you know. There are not no one was really truly there for this guy. No one really cared about him, and no one really took the initiative to reach out to him and get him the help that he need, or pull him aside and say you need to take time off of social media because social media will literally destroy you if you allow it to. And if I was his friend, I would have pulled him aside and I would have told him, you know, I would have told him myself that you need to take time off of social media. Just take off an hiatus off of social media. Take like even 2 years. If you have to take 4 or 5 years, if you have to take time off of social media, you need to get your mind straight. You know, get your mental health straight first, and get your mind together before you can try to project this type of image that you want for your fans, because these people only care about themselves. They don't care about the person's well-being. Once you become YouTube famous and you have a large following of people, people really don't care about you as a person. They care about the product that you give out. It's almost like just because you're a person of interest for these fans and these people who watches you on a daily basis, they don't care about you on a personal level. They care about the entertainment that you have to provide for them. And the people only laughed at him. They didn't laugh. They didn't laugh in the sense of they cared about him. They laughed to mock him. And they took joy out of that. They took enjoyment out of that. And some people found it funny, and they found it as entertainment when he was acting erratically and he was having these manic episodes. And mental illness and all these form of depressions is nothing to laugh at. It's not a joking matter. But you got some people who take that as a joke and they make it into something to uh, take entertainment. And but when people go the extreme route and end up killing themselves, or they may end up harming other people, those same people who were making fun of this person will all of a sudden either one feel sympathy for the so-called fake sympathy for the person, or they will start saying this person is nothing but a criminal for killing a bunch of innocent people. But they don't understand that they don't want that push this person to a corner, because you can only push somebody into a corner until they start retaliating. And not everybody has the ability to just move on with their life. They don't like to take no for an answer. And when they're witnessing bullying, they're gonna they're gonna snap back. You got those people who won't take that lightly. Won't take the bullying with the harassment. You know, they will go ahead and just start harming people. But my cases I want to make for his death is that he didn't have any support system, man. This guy was crying out for help, and all he needed was somebody to talk to, and somebody would sit down and listen to him and actually give him sound advice, not give him advice that will lead him down this downward spiral of trying to live up to this image that social media has created for him. Because the image that the person that he acted in front of the camera was not truly who he was deep down inside. He was just trying to pretend to be someone in order to keep this bravado, keep this lifestyle that he have created for himself. And he didn't know how to handle the pressure of trying to please these people who he don't know personally, while at the same time these same people are trolling him, are making fun of him, and some even encouraging him to kill himself. I mean, it's just unfortunate that he ended up had to kill himself, and he was so young. I mean, 29 years old, I believe he was, before he killed himself. But 29, 30, those are still young. You're still young around that time. Like, you're relatively young. He had his life ahead of him. Yeah, 30's still very young. You still haven't discovered yourself yet, even at 30 years old. And it's just unfortunate that you end up killing himself because he felt like he left people down. But he didn't leave. He didn't leave. He didn't. It wasn't his fault. He didn't let anybody down. Society let him down. His so-called fans let him down because he was in desperate need for help, and no one took the time out to give him the help that he need or reach out to him and say, man, get away from social media. You need to get the help that you deserve, and I'll be there to support you in whatever situation and whatever circumstances you may need. No one took the time out to kind of speak to him and encourage him to, seek mental health, and to, you know, reach out to him and talk to him. He didn't have any friends. He truly was by himself, and that's the thing I noticed in this culture is that no one really cares about your well being. The only reason people act like they cared about this guy was because he had a personality that attracted them towards him, and he was very entertaining. But they didn't really care about who he was as a person, because when he was having these manic episodes, no one really took the time out to say what was the cause of this and why was he acting so erratically, and how can we make sure that he gets the help that he needs. Because if more people would have came together and decided that, you know, we're gonna reach out to him and we're gonna give him sound advice and we're gonna support him in whatever way he needs to get the support that he deserves, he wouldn't have ended up killing himself because he would have had the support that he needed. He didn't have any support group. He was dealing with issues on his own. He had low self-esteem. He felt like he wasn't good enough, and that ultimately led to his demise. And at this point, he felt like he had nothing left to live for because people have basically tarnished his old image and his reputation. So he's like, if I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna just go down on my terms. Basically, that's the way I think he. That's the way he see it. That's the way he saw it, according to the way from what he said. But I'm just gonna wrap this video up, and I'm gonna just say, I rip to Etika. But if you ever see someone crying out for help, lend a helping hand, because just one word, one phrase, just one act of kindness can make a whole huge difference in somebody's life, and you could save someone from killing themselves, and you can help someone to get themselves back together, because we all make mistakes in life and no one is perfect, and we need to understand that there's other people out there who are going through similar things that we're going through, and we're not alone. And I felt like he felt like he was alone, and he felt like no one was there for him, and he was fighting his own personal demons, and no one was there to support him in that difficulty that he was facing. So I'm just gonna wrap this video up and say, treat everyone with love and respect, and do unto others as you would like others to do unto you, and keep an open mind when it comes on to mental illness, because this mental illness is very common, and is more common than people expect, and it should not be something that someone should shy away from talking about. We should be able to openly talk about mental illness. There should not be a stigma associated with mental illness. But I'm just gonna wrap it up and just end it at this. Thank you for listening to my rant, and I hope it resonates with someone today, and it could reach someone that may need some type of advice. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. I have my own battles too, but I'm managing to cope with it. I'm about to upload more videos coming up, so expect more to come. Take care and have a great day. Bye.